Okay, video journal slash report on deaf you. I should first make the notice that deaf you is kind of a sleight hand at saying F you. Very clever. Especially when this whole show, which I feel as if my new sign name is going to be judgmental, which is appropriate because my name Daniel in Hebrew actually means God is my judge, and Dan means judge. Just so apt because these kinds of shows are just the worst. I don't like watching any sort of reality show about anything when it comes down to who's having sex with who, or sports drama, or clique drama, or anything like that. In high school, I was the jock slash nerd who went to practice, who hung out with the guys at practice and the games, and for a little bit afterwards. And then I was playing Dungeons and Dragons and Guitar Hero with my other group of friends for an entire weekend, just getting sugar rushes off of Mountain Dew and licorice and Red Bull. And, you know, I didn't lock myself into any clique group. But, who doesn't experience these sort of things going through any sort of high school setting, middle school, collegiate in this case, university at Gallaudet? And if there's anything that this show accurately portrayed to its viewers, it's that big surprise. Deaf people are the same as us in just about every single facet. They deal with all the same heartbreak, all the same trauma that you would experience in the ordinary public, I would suppose. Love affairs, trouble with school, fitting in, dealing with past hurts and drama as well, because the ugly real world still factors into everybody's lives when it comes down to parents that perish away all too soon, or being born into an environment where you are perceived as a high class or an elite versus the low class people that earn their way and still are not accepted by the elite, even though you're at a university that shares the commonality of being deaf and you are there to learn and move on in your life. But what was really interesting to me was football. I didn't realize Gallaudet had an actual football team. And that's strange to me because I played football for 9 years. And well, I had to hear what was going around me. And granted, not all of the players, I assume, are totally 100% deaf, but it leads me to think that I should look into and inquire about deaf football players and how it's like for them and try to find some sort of correlation between them and those who actually hear and see if there's actually a difference in not just play style, but, overall effectiveness, stats, and such like that. But I'm not so much of a sports fan anymore. It's just very curious, especially when I was on defense and I had to listen and I had to watch for certain things going on in the field. And half the time it was call out saying ball's moving left, ball's moving right, ball at the center, that sort of thing. And the other bit that was interesting to actually see rather than read about in our textbook was deaf culture and mixing with ordinary culture, like bars, for example, saying that bars aren't exactly deaf friendly, but saying that there are some bars and bartenders that are aware that the deaf community frequents their bars. They know some basic signs I picked up on just when it comes down to ordering a drink and what kind, and having pen and paper ready, and recognizing really quick that someone's deaf. And but the seating arrangements, seeing that even though all the characters that were portrayed in this drama docu-series, I suppose, these people, they like to hang out together, but they have to go to places and set it up in such a way where they can actually communicate with each other. And learning that also sometimes that the deaf patrons sometimes mock the waiters, waitresses is not surprising whatsoever. But that's entirely reliant upon the individual. That's not the deaf community as a whole. That's just whether or not the individual is a snarky kind of priss or not. but this is the kind of tween docu-series that just leaves me feeling kind of gross, and I binged it all in one go through. Oh, someone slept with so and so, someone's interested in so and so got drugged, so and so. It's just, ugh. They're no different from what you would see happening with the Kardashians, I suppose, or any of the other thousands and thousands of TV shows that reflect this sort of thing. It's just this group is interesting because they sign all their drama, and that's fascinating. But I don't think I'll watch season two. I think I would rather just pursue learning the language and getting faster. And oh my goodness, to wrap all this up, the elite guys, they sign wicked fast. That is so impressive. And the fact that they can pick up on it as fast as they can, goodness, it really would take a lifetime to, up until that point, early 20s or so, to really gauge that fast. And oh, heavens, those are some goals. Thanks.